My cousin is marrying a cheater, and I can't stop her because she wants to take revenge first. My cousin Victoria, 32F, is a doctor and is engaged to another doctor, Victor, 35M. They've been engaged for 2 years and are finally getting married this Saturday, with a religious ceremony, a civil ceremony, and a reception all planned. They share a mutual friend, Emily, 34F, who is also a doctor and will be one of Victoria's bridesmaids. You might already see where this is going. This past Friday, we had Victoria's bachelorette party. We went out of town for a spa day and planned to go to a fancy club afterward. However, we never made it to the club. After returning from the spa town, we went to Emily's house to change and get ready to go out. At some point, Victoria said she felt sick and locked herself in the bathroom. I initially thought she might have eaten something that didn't sit well with her. About an hour later, I managed to coax her out, and she asked me to take her home. As the maid of honor, it was my responsibility to take care of her. I called an Uber and took her to my place, where she finally told me everything. While we were getting ready, she was in the kitchen and saw a notification from Victor on Emily's phone, which he had left charging there. At first, Victoria thought it was a surprise he was planning for her, but then more messages came in with a romantic tone. That's when she got sick and locked herself in the bathroom. I stayed with her through Friday night and most of Saturday. On Saturday evening, I dropped her off at her place after she made me promise not to say a word to anyone. I agreed because I thought she wanted to handle things on her own terms. Sunday and Monday were quiet, and everything seemed to be moving forward as planned. Today, Tuesday, we had our makeup trial, just the two of us, and she told me what happened with Victor. Victoria didn't confront him immediately. Instead, she waited for him to fall asleep, unlocked his phone, and checked it in the bathroom. She found the conversation with Emily and read it from the beginning. They had been together for 6 months, and Emily was pregnant, urging Victor not to marry Victoria but to marry her instead. Victoria took screenshots of the messages, but only showed me the ones where Emily revealed she was pregnant and a few where she begged Victor not to marry my cousin. I begged Victoria to cancel the wedding and tell our family what was going on, but she insisted the wedding would proceed and that I should trust her. I'm scared for her. How do I stop her? First update. Victoria convinced her dad and 2 other cousins to join Victor, his dad, and the groomsmen for a camping trip on Thursday and Friday as a men's outing. She also asked me to visit her on Friday with a friend who is a vet. He has a horse trailer, so she asked us to bring it along if it's clean and unoccupied. Victoria and Victor moved in together when they got engaged, so she's planning to move out her things. She also said, those two are ending up happy together over my dead body. The wedding plans are continuing as usual. The plan is to move her things out on Friday, and on Saturday morning, the bride's side will get ready at the apartment. Victor will return to his parents' house on Friday evening and get ready there on Saturday. Those who guessed revenge were right. Final update: my uncle, dad, and a bunch of cousins took Victor, his dad, and groomsmen to a town a couple of hours away next to this camping park. This was Thursday afternoon, and after they left, I went to pick up Victoria, and she spent the night at my place. Next morning, my friend, let's call him Jack, came by with his horse trailer and a bunch of boxes. We spent the day packing and cleaning every trace of Victoria in the apartment. The rental contract is in Victor's name, so my cousin won't be affected by leaving. We loaded everything on Jack's trailer, which wasn't much because the furniture belonged to Victor, but it was all her books, clothing, toiletries, and shoes. We left only the wedding things behind. He was going to be waiting for us at the back of the venue because Victoria didn't want to stay after she was done with Victor. I also caught Jack loosening a few light bulbs at random just to mess with Victor. He hates cheaters. Victoria's things are currently sitting in Jack's office, and Victoria again came to sleep at my place. For this, Victoria had asked me to buy and wrap for present a pair of baby shoes, which I was to keep until the reception. Saturday morning shows up, and we left early for the apartment to get ready. The makeup artist and stylists arrive, my aunt arrives, and the bridesmaids arrive, including Emily. We, Mo and bridesmaids, finished before the bride, and I sent them downstairs to the building lobby so we could surprise them with the finished look of Victoria. After she was ready, we went downstairs, and when the elevator doors opened, my eyes went straight to Emily. The other girls were all celebrating, clapping, and hugging Victoria. It was just seconds, but I saw her face fall and her eyes get shiny before she composed herself and hugged everyone, pretending to be happy. We all took a picture in the garden across the street from the building and then headed out to the church. We meet the rest of the wedding party there. We do the groom's first look, the pictures, and all that jazz. Victoria sent everyone inside to take places and asks me and Emily to come with her to this little chapel outside to fix something in Emily's dress. That's when Victoria dropped the bomb on Emily. This I am quoting and translating from the video I took, which I absolutely won't share. Victoria, I'm glad you're here, and I brought you here, Emily, to tell you that I know all about this affair of yours with my fiancé. I know you're pregnant, and it's Victor's. I've known since Friday evening. Emily, what are you going to do? Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you do anything? Victoria, because I want us to reach this point. When you see me as a bride about to marry the man you say is the love of your life, to make sure you know and understand that he's not even pregnant with his baby, he's going to choose you over me, that he wants you for some fun, and he wants me for his life." After that, Emily said she was sorry and ran crying out of the chapel in the church. She was pale and very upset, and I have no idea where she is, and I don't care much. Victoria almost broke down too, but I left her to calm down and went to tell the rest of the bridal party that she needed a moment, that Emily felt ill and left, and Victoria got nervous because of it. I went back in with Victoria and helped fix what little of makeup and hair were out of place. We went back to the party, and the wedding went on. As planned, religious wedding first, then civil wedding, and then to the reception. I noticed Victor counting the bridesmaids a couple of times, but I said nothing. We arrive at the venue, everyone sits, the bride and groom present to everyone, there's clapping, the meal starts, and after the end of the meal, when toasts are meant to come, Victoria drops bomb number 2. She stands up and asks me for the little gift box. Again, I'm quoting and translating. "Victoria, thank you all for being here with Victor and I and for coming to celebrate our wedding, our families, and our friends. As some of you noticed, one of my bridesmaids, Emily, is not here right now." At the mention of Emily, Victor's smile fell off. "Victoria, but I don't want her absence to ruin the party. I prepared a little surprise for my husband, Victor." Then she hands him the little box. He was trembling as he opened it and took out the little baby's shoes. I could see faces start to light up, thinking Victoria was pregnant. Victor was pale as drywall. "Victoria, and I want to congratulate him, because even when I won't become a mom, he will become a dad of Emily's baby." The silence afterwards was absolutely terrifying, but we didn't stay to see the aftermath of everyone understanding what had just happened. We left through the kitchen and got into Jack's car, without the trailer now, and left. Victoria sent the screenshots to the family groups, ours and Victor's, the wedding planning group, and their work group from the hospital. We're in another city in the next state. We sent a message to our families that we're fine and turned off the phones. Bye-bye.